The Maxi Yacht Rolex Cup is the granddaddy of big boat racing.
They're the biggest race boats in the world.
I don't think there is another race like this one in all the planet.
Coming back to Porto was no hardship.
It's absolutely a beautiful place to sail.
I love it, my crew loves it, everybody loves it.
It's like going through the gates of sailing heaven. I've never sailed in a more glorious place.
I think the Maxi Yacht Rolex Cup really combines a lot of important ingredients, the camaraderie of the sailors, the fantastic conditions, and that's what it takes to make something special.
There are few places in the world that offer the mix of challenging sailing conditions and breathtaking scenery enjoyed by the Maxi Yacht Rolex Cup. A week-long festival of racing set amongst the islands of Sardinia and its exquisite Costa Smeralda, centered in the stunning harbor of Porto. 50 boats from across the globe. It represents the pinnacle of the sport. The fleet is divided into 8 different divisions, all competing for class honors throughout the week. But to even get to the start line in Porto is no easy task. For the competitors, it's the culmination of months of painstaking preparation and dedicated planning. And for the owner of the newest boat in the highly competitive Mini Maxi racer fleet, Bellamente, the journey started many thousands of miles away.
Good morning, Candy.
Good morning, how are you?
Good, good. Another beautiful day here in Minnesota. It's not so bad.
Not bad at all.
Churchill Companies is the name of the company, and we have a few very good strategic investments. I was always a fan of Winston Churchill. I thought if I had any chance of being successful, I'd need to not only have some of his brashness, I certainly have some of his bad habits of smoke cigars and occasionally have a drink. I would have to be as persistent, so I named the company Churchill. 2 reasons for this meeting, all right? The first one is say hello to you guys. Haven't seen you in a little while. Those things which could be deal breakers we should identify early on.
Hapfel's business life may seem all-encompassing, but his commitment to his sailing team, Bellamente, is just as strong.
Any deal we make with him, it has to be full disclosure. The Bellamente program is a full-on program. When we're locked and loaded and sailing, we'll do 5 or 6 regattas a year, maybe 7. I travel with 33 people. It's a full-on deal. It is not for the faint of heart in terms of expense. So just keeping track of people is a major task. This is one of the half-hulls. This is Bellamente number 3. She's a favorite right now. I'm starting on 4, and we don't really have much experience with her, but the boys gave me this, and I look at it every day, coming and going. The Rolex Championships are our #1 regatta because they represent the culmination of a whole season of efforts of getting the boat fast. We've got a new boat this year, and I'm very hopeful, but the reality is we're still behind the curve figuring out all the elements of this new boat, and we're working on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and thank you to be here with us for the 30th edition of the Maxi Yacht Rolex Cup.
The Yacht Club Costa Smeralda is hosting the 30th running of this historic event, featuring the world's best sailing talent and the finest yachts in racing.
The Maxi Yacht Rolex Cup has evolved over the years. When I first started racing here in 1985, there were just 2 classes. But, owners' interests have changed, and whether you're an America's Cup sailor or a weekend sailor who really enjoys his yacht, maybe with his family, the common thread is the passion and bringing together that spirit.
Anytime you can get a regatta that survives 3 decades, as they have here, and thrive, it's special. Take a look around the world at different regattas that have come and gone over the course of 10, 20 years, and you don't have to guess why. The level of competition has always been superior, the conditions remarkably challenging, and of course the venue unbeatable.
I believe this race has become a real iconic event. It's much more than race. And all the owners, they want to be present, because to be part of this event is really unique.
In the end of the day, it's still all about the competition out on the water and the camaraderie ashore here. And the elements that Portocervo provides, that's why, in 1985, we probably had 12 or 14 boats, and today there's 50 boats. So it's going in the right direction.
The Maxi Yacht Rolex Cup provides a mixture of coastal races and windward leeward courses, set against the spectacular backdrop of the Costa Smeralda. The Super Maxi class boasts the largest yachts in competition. The J-Class Classics at Velshida and Topaz, joined by the 118-foot Viriella. George David's 88-footer Rambler is back at Portocervo, fresh from line honours wins at the Rolex Duralia and Fastnet races. The Wally fleet is as close as ever, with former champions Galatea and last year's winners Lyra setting the early pace. The Mini Maxi Racer 1 class is at the cutting edge of competition. Current champions Momo are now under Jim Schwartz's ownership and return as Vespa. Dario Ferrari's Cannonball are fresh from a victorious Mediterranean campaign and look like the ones to beat. Owner-driver Hap Falth and his Bellamente team are sailing the newest boat in the class. Falth and his crew are three-time winners and have a chemistry and sense of teamwork that is truly unique in the fleet.
We've got an amazing dynamic in the back of the boat. Just over the years, to be honest, we've just learned to make it work.
One word to describe Hap Falth: relentless. He and I were born 3 days apart. We're both Tauruses, so there's a strong bull mentality between the two of us, and we have to manage that.
So, loyal, generous, and committed would be, and competitive. Where do you stop with Hap?
Preparing a new boat for a major championship places heavy demands on any owner. But that's only part of Hap Falth's build-up to Portocervo.
Every week is different. It depends on what we have going on at Bellamente. Am I going talking to sailmakers? Are we looking at design? I'm the CEO of American Magic. We've got 125 people. We're in 3 different locations. Our production guys are in Bristol, Rhode Island, and we have sailing locations in Portsmouth, Rhode Island, and in Pensacola. So we're moving all the time.
Ownership of a Maxi 72, running the America's Cup team American Magic and managing multi-million-dollar businesses, it's a punishing schedule. But it's behind the wheel of his Yacht Whisper that Falth can at last catch his breath.
She's 180 tons. She's designed to go anywhere. And my heart and soul is in this boat and always will be. We designed it as an everything boat, covering lots of different. I did it when I was 50, so here we are, a couple of years later. And I still love it as much.
Falth's other great sailing passion is masterminding the New York Yacht Club's challenge for the 36th America's Cup, American Magic. The Magic team shares much of the same DNA as Bellamente, with a core group working across both campaigns.
Beautiful day here in Newport at the American Magic camp.
The new Bellamente may seem a world away from the foiling machines of the current Cup, but both boats share the same design team, boat team partners. And Falth uses every opportunity to analyze the detail of his latest 72 with designer Adolfo Caro.
The difference is about 5 millimeters. So maybe we can sneak in a bit of foam.
Yeah. So you'd add on both sides?
Yes.
That's what this depicts anyhow.
Yes.
Boat feels great. This boat has more balance than any of my other boats, which is really nice.
Sharing the same design team as Bellamente and rivals for the Mini Maxi Racer crown, Dario Ferrari's Cannonball.
So a little over a year ago, Dario came to several of us and said, I have a real interest in making the boat better for the World Championships next year. So we worked together with a bunch of ideas and came up with a project list.
When you buy a new boat, you believe that you have the best. Right? You believe that this is a new boat, you're going to win. Not true. A new boat is just the beginning. Right? So you have to not only understand the boat, wait to see how does it work, to do a lot of change.
We put a new mast in the boat, which changed a lot the dynamic of how the boat sails through the water. We also put a new keel and bulb on the boat, which was a little bit of an adjustment from the previous one. So between all of those things, and then a handful of personnel changes, it's a fairly different boat now. Everybody is trying to make their boats better each year, and if we got it right, maybe we'll have a chance to win.
To win in an area which I know very well, because I'm coming to this yacht club since 45 years, most probably. So I feel home, and to win at home in a very strong competition with the best boat, that from my point of view is always fantastic.
With the Maxi Yacht Rolex Cup approaching the halfway stage, pressure and expectation is starting to build among the fleet. The new boat on the block, Bellamente, find themselves badly trailing in their class, struggling for the consistency they were hoping for. If they're going to turn things around, today is when it needs to happen. And for Bellamente's sailing coach, Andrew Dog Palfrey, it's a tense time.
Yeah, go ahead, Terry.
Yeah, what do you see when you look upwind? You have a big change recently,
I don't see a great deal of difference side to side in the pressure as it's receded away here. Over.
Yeah, copy that.
With the breeze at last building, the 72 fleet fires off the line. Bellamente makes an early break.
Great start. Awesome start.
In the Super Maxi fleet, Velshida and Topaz again joined in battle. While Rambler in the Maxi Racer class leads her division around the islands. Back up with the Mini Maxis and Dario Ferrari's team already with a sizable advantage.
Good cannonball surfing away there, hey? Massive gain since the hoist.
In the Wally fleet, Galatea leading from Sir Lindsay Owen Jones's Magic Carpet Cubed. Up ahead, and Bellamente looking to consolidate their podium position.
We're in third place, so we're trying to position the boat to not only to protect that third place, but also to try and nibble away at the lead that Cannonball and Jet 2 have over us. You never know your luck. We'll keep fighting.
In the Mini Maxi Racer Cruiser class, competition is as fierce as ever. Velshida leads home the Super Maxi division from Topaz. Highland Fling with a Maxi Racer win, pushing Rambler into third on corrected time. On board Bellamente, and with a finish in sight, problems with the tack line, turning their promising day into disaster.
Can't say what I'm thinking, George, unfortunately. I've already given up best part of 40 seconds, and it's not getting any better. Yeah, we'd be at the back of the fleet now on corrected time, unfortunately.
Last place in the day's coastal race, and Bellamente find themselves at the bottom of their division.
There's plenty of anger and rage, but we have to. We have a very good team on the boat, and so you don't. It's not a culture of. It's a culture of continual improvement, not of pointing the finger and you did this wrong or you did this wrong. Because at any given moment, we're all, we're only relying on the team to make us better. So that's what we have to do.
Back at Bellamente HQ, and Coach Andrew Palfrey tries to find the positives.
Good fighting today, gentlemen. Feels like it's close, and I just encourage you to stick to the disciplines and the process, and we'll sort of get our turn in terms of the breaks here and there. Bellamente came here with high expectations. Brand new boat, great team. We are struggling, but we're not a long way off it. We're very, very close. Couple of breaks here and there, and also just getting that last 1% from the boat at critical moments is really where it's at. That is what I'm here for. It seemed like on the downwind they got away from us a little. We lost 87 metres in the first one, almost 57 in the second one. It's a challenge. The coaching role is a challenge. You know, you need to exude positivity. You know, you've got to tell home truths when they're required as well.
Win or lose, failure or success, you know, we analyse it properly and we look at what we've done right and what we've done wrong.
So all about recovery from here, guys. Another big sunny day tomorrow. We're not at the front at the moment, but we're not far off, and I'm sure we'll get there.
Bellamente's chances of claiming their fourth Maxi Yacht title have all but gone, but there's plenty of fight left in the team.
The nice thing is, with age comes maturity, and with maturity comes patience. I never would have said that 10 years ago. Today I have many more degrees of patience than I've ever had in my life.
At the other end of the leaderboard, Dario Ferrari's Cannonball haven't been out of the top 3 all week, and a first Maxi title is tantalisingly close. Sir Peter Ogden's Jet2 have had a mixed week so far, but on the Windward Leeward course, they're outperforming their rivals and score their second bullet of the week. Bellamente have bounced back in style with a hard-fought second place. Cannonball complete the podium and increase their lead at the top, as Jim Schwartz's Vespa pushes to close the gap in front. In the Wally class, Lyra and Galatea still fighting hard for control of their division. Up with the Maxi racers, George David's Rambler stretches its advantage. As the Mistral wind arrives to truly set the Maxi fleet alight. For Bellamente, frustration turns to optimism and a feeling that results could be about to turn.
We're getting closer to really starting to understand the boat. You know, she went very, very well today. It was fun. Fun day. Exhausting day.
You know, Hap gives you 110% all the time. So he's a great example for all of us, that's for sure.
Jet2 is a regular competitor in the Mini Maxi racer fleet, but for this season has undergone some radical surgery.
The problem we have in the 72s is that they see new boats tend to be faster than old boats, which is not surprising really. Things move on all the time. So I did a study on waterline length, sail area, keel depth. The one thing that came out was a possibility was to extend the boat. You may be able to stay with the new 72s, which is what we did. So we put 5 feet on the back of the boats. It does make a difference. It means that this regatta we've been able to stay up with them and compete with them. So I think it's been a great idea.
Battling with Cannonball for class lead is Vespa. It's the team's first time racing a Maxi 72, but you'd hardly know it.
Vespa is renamed. It was known as MoMA. It's a beautiful boat, really, really well designed. We've owned the boat 2 weeks, so we haven't had a chance to do anything to it. The boys just stepped on it and got it organized, and off we went.
I think it gives us a big edge. We don't have to worry about remoting. We're using all their gear. So, you know, for an owner, it's a dream come true because you're not using up some of your budget on just trying to develop a yacht, and probably the closest to one design you could possibly get.
We won the first race we were in, which surprised the hell out of us, surprised everybody. The boat's just a great boat, and it was easy to step into, so it's a real joy.
Final day here in Puerto Cervo. For the Bellamente, it's about finishing strong and finishing the year and the race on a positive note. Cannonball's in a pretty strong spot for the event, so see how it all plays out.
Dario, blow those boys down, would you?
Finish that.
For Hapfaust's Bellamente team, the pressure is off. And with growing momentum, they build from a perfect start to control the race, leading the Mini Maxi racer fleet on its last coastal course. For Cannonball to take the title, they just need to keep Vespa from winning the race and to finish no worse than third themselves. Dario Ferrari's boat keeps Vespa covered all round the course. It's a final day win for Bellamente and a coveted podium spot. While Cannonball cross the line in third place and take their first Maxi Yacht crown. In the Maxi races, Baron Laidlaw's Highland Fling takes a final race win to edge out Rambler for the class, while the magnificent Velshida is crowned Super Maxi champion. And for all the winners across the 8 competing divisions. An unforgettable finish to a spectacular week of racing. On board Cannonball, and at last, time to celebrate.
It doesn't come from 1 week. It comes from a 3 years project. Every year we try to improve. Winning, in this category, that's what it makes the difference. Okay? So of course I'm very happy.
And for Bellamente's Hap Fouth, the weekend's on a well-deserved high.
We had a good plan. When the plan comes together, it's A-OK. Win the start, and bang, we were gone. And nobody was going to catch us, I guarantee you that.
This was a big-time comeback, finishing in third place. Bellamente, Hap Fouth.
A podium place in 2019, and Bellamente will be back even stronger next year.
Finishing first place, 3 points clear. Cannonball, Dario Ferrari.
A home victory for the Cannonball team from Italy. And a fitting finale to the 30th Maxi Yacht Rolex Cup. Next time on The Spirit of Yachting, get ready for some of the fastest sailing on the planet. The excitement and drama of Sail GP.